Okay, and we're back again with another TOEFL Excellence video summary. This one is about what we call the what happens next question. I refer to this one as the extra question type because, as I say in this description, it's really rare. In fact, it's so rare that I don't even think it exists anymore. So why did we put it in here? Well, it's because the makers of the exam made a video about it. In fact, they made a video about this and a bunch of other stuff that they put into the same video. And you'll see that in the next lesson. But just to give you a quick introduction, they have this video that doesn't seem to fit anywhere else that they refer to about connecting content questions. Well, as I mentioned in this lesson, you could say that about literally every single question type, not only in the listening section, but throughout the entire exam, you're connecting content from one source to another. That's why in the speaking section, you have the term independent question as opposed to integrated question, but even the independent questions are also integrated. So, as I've also mentioned, the makers of the exam, they're experts at making exams, but they're not necessarily the greatest at coming up with good names for what you're doing here. So that's why I've made this one as the extra question type. They've made a video about it, so I want to make sure that I mention it just so that you don't go and see this video on YouTube, the official video that they made, and then think, well, wait a second, why isn't that in the TOEFL Excellence course that I paid for? Well, it's because, it is. I'm doing it here. It is in the course, but it's not a major thing, and I'm putting it in here just because I don't want you to feel like I left something important out. So, as I mentioned, it's really rare. I've only heard of it in this video. And I've seen maybe one or two examples that come from textbooks. I've never heard of anyone experiencing this question on the exam. Maybe if someone is watching this video on YouTube and they've experienced it, please let me know in the comments section, because I really would like to know how often this happens. Because in my experience of over 10 years of teaching the TOEFL, it's never happened. So really, it's not anything about connecting information. It's really just a prediction question. The example of the question stem would be, what will the student probably do next? Or what class will the student probably take in the summer? Now, these are coming from examples of things that I've heard in other textbooks. Really, you could think of this as another inferred or implied meaning type of a question, because basically what they're doing is, in the conversation, and I should also mention that this question type, if it does happen, would only happen in a conversation, not in a lecture. So in the conversation, the people might be talking about a course schedule, like what courses the person can take for the next semester. And so, one of the people, like the faculty member, will probably suggest some different options to the student. And then based upon certain comments like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, or, oh, I suppose that I could do that next year. Okay, well, then you can assume that they're not going to take that choice. So really, what you're doing is you're making a prediction. And that's why I have this picture here. Now, this is kind of a joke. You're not actually making a prediction. You're making an educated assumption based on the information that they give. So if this question does happen in the exam, and I'm betting that it probably won't, then all you have to do is make a logical guess based on the information that they've given as to what's going to happen next. And of course, you have 4 answer choices. So clearly, at least one of those is going to be obviously wrong, probably 2. One of those is also probably going to be kind of a trick answer choice where it sounds like something that they mentioned, but it will be slightly altered somehow. And then the other answer choice is the correct one. But since this one is really just making a logical guess based upon what they've talked about, if you're paying attention to the conversation and you have a high enough English level to actually take the TOEFL exam, this one should not be in any way difficult for you. But once again, this is such a rare question, it will probably never happen unless you buy a TOEFL textbook from somebody else, not from me, or take another course. Or if you listen to some examples of listening files also on YouTube, there are other people who make videos where they just basically take the audio files from textbooks and then paste them into their YouTube channel and make a video about that. So that's about the only time that you'll come across this question type. I could be wrong. It might be on the exam, but it's really nothing you should worry about. Very easy if you do come across it. And that's it. Thanks for stopping by. We will see you in the next lesson. So that's it for the listening section. Congratulations if you're watching this in the course. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to check out all of the available classes that we have in the TOEFL Excellence System. And we will see you all in the next video and the next lesson. Have a great day.